lights and blue bay, hand in hand, slept there for days. Light wind,
You're probably supposed to do Hey everybody, it's Cinnamon Cooney, your Art Sherpa. Today we're going to open our hearts and access our art. We're going to do the light keeper. Can you see this? So this is what this is. Why would you hang in with us for this amount of time? Well, because we're going to tell you how to do this, and you're actually going to get this painting, and you're going to feel really good about this painting. And while you're doing this painting, you're going to have a lot of fun and probably feel better about some other things in your life, which is pretty great. Returning artists, people live in the room with me, start putting down your wishes, stuff that you might want us to do on the canvas now. I want to let you know who's in the room with me on the control booth, letting all that magic and surprise Sherpas pop up. It's my fabulous husband, John. So he'll be reading your comments and trying to track me through multiple cameras as I paint.
We're going to try.
We're going to try. If you need to know right now what the materials are, I like to hide them in the description. Traceable is not up on the live, but it will be up as soon as Chuck can make it. We like to sometimes give him a day off, so, you know, with that in there. 16 by 20 canvas, acrylic paint. You know what you really need to make sure that you have is your sippy sippy. And keeping with the aquatic theme in my Viking hat, I've got port, which I don't know if I've ever said this on the show, but port is like my straight up favorite kind of libation, isn't it?
I think so.
Oh yeah, it's like on a whole nother level for me. And this is Messina Hoff from Texas.
Yeah, it's a Messina Hoff.
It's I don't know, some families that got married or whatever. Now they make port together, but they make a good Texas port. Guess what else we have?
What else do we have?
You're gonna love this. Let's go palette cam.
Palette cam.
If you've been following the feed today, I have for the artist some chocolate, and for Mark, I've got some Swedish fish. This was from Angela Anderson's earlier broadcast today. And what's sad is I didn't go out and buy these. I actually had all that in the house.
Just laying around.
Was just laying around. Today's episode is dedicated to the light keepers. These are the people that hold the world in their hearts and their hands, and they always have something positive to say, and they always have something positive to do. And we have so many light keepers in our artist community, people who are so additive to the world instead of being subtractive. And so hopefully you'll feel like this was your painting celebrating the goodness and beauty and light that you put into the world. And you know, we got to love those lighthouse people because they help guide us to our safer emotional shores. I think we need to do some wishes, John.
I think we should get some wishes.
I think we need. Well, I have some wishes that I've got to put up while everyone's getting their wishes in. So listen, if you're new here, if you're not here for the live, knowing everything there is to know about Hart Party, and if you're not, you should come back and catch a live because it's a special experience. But basically what the wishes are, this is about wishes. Wishes. This is about optimism and hope. One of the things that creativity helps us start to find again, something that's really easy to lose in this day and age, and that's hope and optimism. You got to believe that your wishes are worth something. So many people have lost that feeling. And so a thing that artists do is put wishes on their canvas and then paint over them. It's kind of a little ritual thing. I've done it a long time. My mom does it, and we now do it on Hart Party. I'm going to get my watercolor pencil. You know, you can write wishes, you know, lightly on the front with like a watercolor pencil. You can also write your wishes and well-beings on the back of the stretchers here like this. Back there. So, you know, they can go someplace. First wish that I would like to put out is to an American hero and somebody who sent me a really life-changing letter. Jenny, she has this beautiful wish. I think it's an incredible dream to share her love of art with veterans who are going through stress, who have PTSD. She's experienced that. She served our country for 8 years. And it's just going to make me kind of have a moment. But, you know, there are people that they directly stand in front of the darkness. They don't just kind of push back a little bit. They stand right in front of it. I know it takes a toll. We've got all kinds of public servants that do that all over the world in different countries. You know who you are. You're the heroes. You're the people who are willing to stand right in front of the shadow, first light force. And so we wish that Jenny gets to have her school where she gets to spread that light into the world. So she's our first light keeper. So I definitely wish that for her. I hope she gets to have that art school. I think that would be amazing. And then my next wish goes out to Suzanne. I'm wishing that for Suzanne and her family that they're just surrounded by love and well-being and positive outcomes. So that's what we're wishing. Whatever the highest good is for all of them, just their highest good. I don't know what that is. I leave that to a higher power. You know, something that has the ability to influence the universe, which I don't. I have such terrible handwriting. And also, Hijinks would like us to again wish that she gets to work from home. So let's really wish that, because she's really ready to work from home. And I wish that this message of light and creativity goes to as far in the world as it can go. I don't know how it'll get shared. I don't know how it'll get pushed out there. I don't know how it'll go where it needs to go. But I wish that it finds everyone who needs it. Do we have any wishes that the community has for us today, John?
We do.
We do.
So there's a young man missing out by Jane, and she would like to wish him to wish him back safely.
I just intend that this young man is located and is safe and is found. We don't have to know how. We don't have to know why. But I intend that he gets home safe. Higher angels just take care of that one.
We have some birthday wishes for 16th birthday.
Whose 16th birthday?
Life Rider.
Life Rider's 16th birthday, or someone in Life Rider's 16th life?
I believe it is her 16th birthday.
Happy birthday, Life Rider!
And I think we have some lots of wishes for good health and abundance.
Do you know who those go out to? But other than generally, I wish that for everyone in the community.
Miss Yanni, and there were a couple more here. I think Sandy wished for general world peace as well.
Oh, I will always wish for some world peace. World peace! Put our little wishes. You got to tell the angels what you want,
Absolutely.
or they won't know what their job is. Because, you know, enlightened ancient beings don't know what they're supposed to be doing with their day, I guess. But still, I like to make notes.
You know, just in case.
Just in case they're not, I'm going to miss my page. Because we got extra, even more lights in here today. Sippy, my port. So I'm going to explain how to sketch this in. I'm going to have Chuck get up a traceable as soon as he can. This is going to be one of our more maybe artistically challenging paintings. John, were you going to try to throw the painting in that corner?
I can when we need it.
Oh.
I can throw it up.
So that's something we're going to try to do is digitally try to throw the see that? Oh, it's right there. The design painting in the corner. Did Angela, is she still here today?
I think I saw Angela in there.
If you're still here, Angela, hey, sweet girl, how you doing? You know, secretly, Angela and I are working on something. We have a power couple name, Angeluni. Power couple. We're working on a collaboration together. We're going to do on the 21st. We're coordinating everything. We're going to coordinate our colors. She's doing a cardinal and snow, and I'm doing poinsettias. And it's going to be a whole live all day event. And there's a before party and during party. And I'm going to be painting along with Angela live. And I think she's going to be painting on with me. We have all kinds of plans. Monday, I'm going to try to get our group up. So track me, follow me, stalk me. Get in on the group. If you're watching this years later on the replay, I guess enjoy the videos that we made, which are super awesome. But she missed out on the group and all the fun. So hopefully we'll have some other project for your time.
And one more wish, I think.
Oh, one more wish?
For we have a wish for a sister to overcome addiction.
I wish for that. And that's really something that can happen. So I wish for her freedom from addiction.
Yeah.
Which is really just a wish for profound happiness. Isn't that really bad? Because addiction is about sadness that we can't handle and all kinds of other things. I wish we were nicer to our addicts. We're not nice enough to our addicts. That's my personal wish. Wish we'd start seeing this as an illness.
Yeah.
And treat it like such, and come at this problem with love and come at this problem with compassion, because that's what it really needs. So that's my soapbox on that issue.
All right.
We're painting with synthetic brushes today, which have been described in the description. I write things down there. I write all kinds of things.
Are they down in the description below?
And we've got these brushes. I'm also going to be sketching in with watercolor pencils, but you could use chalk. What you don't want to use is graphite because it can bleed through into your painting. And unless you're intentionally doing that as an artist, some of my artist friends do, you don't want that to unintentionally. Anything can happen in your painting if you meant it. Anything goes if you meant it. It's
Anything
just when
goes.
things happen to you that you weren't meaning and you don't like it. That's when it's bad. Port is awesome. All right, your canvas. The halfway mark is 8 inches up. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to make a little mark. You're going to measure with a ruler is my recommendation. Measure with a ruler and find the 8-inch mark on each side, make a mark. And then 1 inch down from that, you're going to draw your first horizon line. So one thing that I did is, so I did my 8 inches, and I'll show you how I get this. This is my little trick. Because I don't know about you guys, but I do not have a level hand, is my problem. So if I have to do street scenes, and I used to be Mom's Ginger Cook's, John will remember this, studio assistant, so it was my job to block those things in for a long, long time. And I don't have a straight hand. So tape. My mom discovered art tape, and you can reuse this and reuse it and reuse it. But I will get that horizon line, come down an inch.
Our community has come together and asked we squeeze one more in there for
Oh,
Kim.
absolutely.
And speedy recovery on her surgery.
For who?
Kim.
Kim. Yes, Kim. Return to health with ease. Yes. Yes, I wish that, Kim.
We all wish.
I hope you're doing great. I hope when you see this, you're like, oh my God, they all thought of me. That's so wonderful.
And a lot of people right now wish they had some tape in the channel.
Yeah, tape helps. But if you have to, you can make a light mark straight across if you have to.
Use a little ruler or something?
Yeah, you can use a ruler. Like my ruler isn't quite long enough, which is why I'm not doing it. But I then come down about an inch, and then I'm going to make a mark about 11 inches over. And I'm very, 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 very lightly going to draw a little line. But for you, I'm going to do it a little darker so you can see it. All right. It's light all the way to here because I don't want to have a big dark line through my lighthouses. Okay. And then about an inch below that, coming down the other side. To do this, I guess, this way, upside down. At about 7.5 inches this way, you're going to want to make another mark. This fabulous mark is your horizon line, and it is important that this is as level as possible. If you want to go into your husband's garage and steal his level, nothing wrong with that. I've done it. Then, about another inch below that, guess what you get to do again? Come over 5 inches. 5 inches. Make another little line. This is going to help you get your peninsula in. See, like now I can come in and wander down, wandering down to my water's edge. Yes, I did. Mm-hmm. That's what I did as I came unmiked.
You're still mic'd.
No, I mean like that little thing you fell off of me.
Stephanie is painting along with us tonight.
Stephanie, who is painting along with us tonight, and where are you sharing your art? Is it Twitter?
True. We see on Facebook maybe?
Instagram?
I want to see them. I want to see as you're painting.
This is if you're very new here, we have the best community in the world to share your art. We have a lot of light keepers in our community.
Yes, we do.
Faith and Mona and Kim and Angela and the power couple, Mark and Stephanie, Flame Gremlin and Maricha and Secret and Underdog, Leola, Angela, Lindsay, and Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those are YouTubers, but you'll have to guess who. But YouTubers can be light keepers, can't they?
They absolutely can.
So along the top of my peninsula, where I made my light line, I'm going to, I have to do this upside down. I'm going to want to make a line. I'm going to make a little mark about 2.5 inches over. That's going to be about the width of my lighthouse. Okay, so if I have this little line right here, are we seeing any of this?
You see, you
Can this see it? How much do I need to zoom in?
we're pretty good. We can see it there.
All right, so you can see how light this line is because I want it to be able to paint out. And I've got this 2 inches. So I'm going to curve a line down below my top of my peninsula line. It's like a little smile. And again, guys, there's going to be a traceable. So if you can paint it but you can't draw it, don't stress on it. If you have trouble again with creating lines right in the halfway point, you're going to want to make a vertical line as straight as you can from the horizon up. And that will help you keep your lighthouse from getting wonky. Okay? And then you can even, if you want to use the thing to measure up, you can come up. How far up am I? How far up am I? 3¼ inches, and make a little mark. And that's when you know that your lighthouse is starting to have its little moment. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to make the flare. You know what I think of when I'm trying to just be okay? You can always look at a picture too. And John can always put the picture in if you need to see. And I'm coming across here. So this is the base of my lighthouse shape, right? That's the base. Then the little bell that my light keeper would be in comes up about 1 inch from that. And then make another little smile. Just a little smile. And this is not dissimilar to an umbrella shape. You just want to have this top. And we're going to paint the panels in. We're going to get that defined by paint. And I want a little rectangle on top. And go ahead and let yourself know there's a mark here, but you're probably going to paint it out when you put the sky in. It's just going to happen to you. And I'm not going to actually paint in my little walkway yet, or draw it in, because I'm going to have to paint it out, because I want certain things to show through what's going on here. So I'm going to leave that. Okay? Okay. Hopefully you're handling this all right. Now, I'm going to leave it alone over there for a minute. I'm going to turn my ruler around 5 or 6 times because that in no way impacts. And about 1.5 inches, I'm going to make a mark from the bottom left here. And I'm going to take a little water journey. And I'm going to come over and then I'm going to step it out a little bit. I'm making an uneven, meandering.
You just zoom that close-up camera out just a little bit.
Meandering edge. Did you catch it on the other big camera?
Yeah, I was further.
Just make that meandering edge down to about 1.5 up. And hopefully this is getting you through, but remember we're going to have a traceable up in a couple of days. And don't, if you're going ahead and diving in for this and you're like, well, rendering isn't my skills, I'm going to follow along, I'm going to do my best. I think that's really brave and I think that's really awesome. And just do a lot of self-care. So like if it's not going perfectly the way you want to, remember to go, well, I didn't have the traceable, and I'm just doing this to sort of have the journey, and I can redo this and get it how I want. So just remember to take a deep breath. And I'm going to come along this peninsula here. I'm going to come along the top. See me coming along here? And then I'm going to wander out. I'm going to wander out. I'm going to wander back. Wander out. And this is going to be, oh gosh, almost a full hand above this bottom mark. I'm not even going to ruler that one in. What I'm saying has happened here is that the ground has eroded. That's the story that I'm telling. And I can come in and tell some stories of some rocks. Look at me tell some stories of some rocks that are happening here. And I might say this is jetting out. Maybe I'll say this is jetting out. And then he's got a little rock friend here coming down. And this just lets me know when I'm painting this in to give some different tones and values to this. Okay? Okay? Super fun stuff. You know what, John? I heard your
nothing.
breath.
Nothing. There's plenty of K's in there.
Okay, I can't. You know,
Okay.
it starts. South Park is not responsible for that, but they do mock me every time. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
So, how I draw in my house, and I can talk to you about how I do it. The first thing I always do is I like to put in my roof triangle. So, here's the wonderful thing about roofs is that they come in a lot of different pitches, which is steepness. So pretty much I'm declaring you the architect of your own painting. Don't let anyone weigh in on the steepness of your roof, right? You're just working on your triangles, parallelograms, and rectangles here, and your thing does not have to be architecturally sound. So if you have an architect in your life that's got to criticize, just tell them to go step.
Yeah, exactly.
You built this cabin. It's on the peninsula. They can just handle it.
Stephanie has decided that hers is a Pacific Northwest lighthouse, so that the cliffs are taller.
There you go. Because it's your world. You're literally in charge here. Whatever else is happening in your life, you're in charge here. You know, the thing about the lighthouse is the power of the lighthouse. I'm going to do a line straight across here. It's going to be about, I'll tell you how long it is. I'll tell you how long I drew it. I drew it 2.5 inches long. And then I'm going to come down drawing a parallel line. What I'm really making here is a parallelogram. Right? And then, look at this. It should be 2.5 inches long if I eyed it in okay. I may not have. Luckily, the brain corrects. The thing about light as a symbol is that we really have this feeling about it, you know, meaning about the goodness and well-being in the world. And there's 2 ways to be the light, I think. Don't you think, John?
Oh, yeah.
I think there's 2 ways to be the light. One thing is to be the light. You make something beautiful. You do something beautiful. It's really obvious. It's really overt. And that's awesome. But you know what else that you can do? You can reflect the light. You can pass on the goodness. So I'm just going to join that light up to the corner of my lighthouse.
Your lighthouse.
You can say a kind thing to somebody in the world. John loves it when I just talk to random strangers at the checkout line of the grocery store. But, dude, if they have good hair, I'm going to tell them.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. About a 1/2 inch from the bottom of this roof, I'm going to make another straight line. That is, oh, gosh, about 1.25 inches over. I'm going to take this down and parallelogram this. And I'm going to bring this down. Now, interestingly enough, I'm going to be just like 1/8 of an inch from the bottom here. So that says that this building is a little smaller and a little further back. Yeah, you know, sometimes we pass it's the little stuff that we pass the moment on, I think, about taking the time to be that light keeper and just tell somebody, oh, you got good shoes, or you're looking really nice today, or you have the rosiest skin. We think these good things all the time. But we never just let it out. We'll let out our anger and our BS is left and right, but we don't let out these kind of random, gentle thoughts because we're like, well, that's weird. I don't want to be weird in the checkout line of the grocery store and tell that girl she has good skin. She's going to think I'm odd. And I'm not saying people don't think I'm odd because they do.
Mm-hmm.
But they walk away happier.
That's true.
Sippy, sippy.
Sippy, sippy.
So that's sketched in. You've sketched it in. These 2 lines are going to be really helpful to you. Really, this line's going to be very helpful to you, and then it's going to get all crazy up in here, so you're going to love that. We're going to lay in the painting.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. And I think I'm going to do it with...
Paint?
I believe... paint.
You're going to use paint?
I'm going to use acrylic paint.
And not coffee?
No. I'm going to take
What colors?
Small amount of my... Do we ever say the colors of paint we're painting with today?
You haven't done that yet. You just...
Well, then I'm going to just tell people right now.
You should tell them what those paint colors are.
I did it in the description, but I'm going to tell them right
All
here,
right,
too.
tell them.
Burnt sienna.
Yep.
Yellow ochre, or yellow oxide is sometimes called. Cad yellow medium. You can buy that in hue to save some money. Cad red. You can buy a medium. You can buy that in hue to save some money. Dog's Eating purple. Phthalo blue, and titanium white. But just paint with the best paint your budget allows. Okay? You can do this as long as you have these basic shades in here. Just paint with the best paint your budget allows. Let's not make this an outcome worthiness kind of thing where it's got to come out a certain way for it to be a worthy experience. Boy, we do that a lot, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We're like, it better be like this if it's going to be worthy. So I've got a fairly dark color happening here. I'm adding a little water to get my fluidity up. And I'm using this burnt sienna to deepen this. And I'm going to come across the top with this very deep color. And of course, I was lazy and did not pre-gesso this cheap canvas. I wouldn't have to if this were a high-end canvas that was gessoed, but it's not. So I'm going to work a little harder on my painting. Guess what? You might too. Work a little harder to cover it up. I've heard you guys talk about that. That painting did not want to be covered at all. You know, but the canvas was cheap, so it's like half a dozen of one. All right. Now I'm going to add a little white to this mixture. I'm lightening it up a shade or a value here. And I'm going to come right underneath this dark color with that.
So everyone's asking you to, to bunny the brush, where you hold it up there with your, where you show the load on it.
Bunny the brush.
You can probably do it down there on that one. Yeah, much easier.
That's what you all meant. Yeah, we were like talking about that. We're like, I Googled that. I'm like, is there some art term? Now I'm calling it that forever. Now I'm going to bunny the brush. That poor girl's going to be like, I think I'm being stalked by an artist on YouTube. She like hugged me at this one event. And she was a little weird, but I thought like kind of okay. But she's just at my grill with Sippy Sippy and Bunny the Brush. If I get banned from VidCon, I'm blaming y'all. See, and I'm painting out the top of my tower here a little bit. And I'm coming in, making sure I've got a little brown to grade out. What it is about phthalo blue that gets most artists, that they really, really dislike, is so vibrant. And they don't know you can just grade out with some burnt sienna. Now it can be kind of a little pain in the tuchus to paint around the thing and still keep the gradient. But we're blocking this in. It's how we're doing it today. And so that's how we're doing it today. And I'm painting around it because I can put it back. You may paint around it as carefully as you like and do 2 layers and have a whole moment. But I do want to go to bed before midnight. So I'm going to be cooking a little bit. And I took some guesses about how long this painting today was going to be. And it might be less. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to come over and get a scotch of purple.
Ooh.
Ooh. What's happening there?
Purple.
Purple. There's a reason. There's always a reason with me. You know, I wish I could hear the music everybody was hearing.
We just got some piano music jamming in the background.
Do we?
Yep.
See, on the scopes I get music. I get my folk music. John gives me a lot of happy, happy music, but like on my own. I listen to a lot of folky, gothy music. That's sort of my thing.
We'll get some more in here. We just got to get some...
Well, he's just worried if y'all had to listen to the music that I listen to, that you guys might be put into a coma. That's really his concern. He's just worried about y'all. Just like, you can't make them listen to that. It'll knock them out. I won't be able to finish the painting. It'll be like narcolepsy all over the place. Not making fun of an illness. I'm not. But it would be like that. Don't write me an angry letter. Or do. It's YouTube.
Yep.
It's YouTube.
We occasionally get an angry letter about how much we joke and talk and laugh in here.
Yeah, but we don't mind.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We like to joke and laugh and carry on. It's our thing.
But sometimes we get real good advice. We get real good input from you guys about ways we can make the show better.
Yeah.
Not everything you have to write us has to be good. Perfect. I mean, we love all the love, but sometimes it's okay to hear from you guys if you don't like something. If it isn't working for you. I mean, don't go bananas with it, because I'll tell you to go to another channel. But if it's coming from a good place, And I think that maybe we could pay attention to it and think about it. I'm going to listen to it. I care about your experience completely. Have you been paying attention if Angela's in tonight, or she just crashed
She was
out?
here earlier, I saw.
I know she was here earlier.
You know, there's so many people
I
out there.
was in her chat all day heckling her, so I didn't know if there was going to be, like, not really heckling her, but, like, causing trouble about chocolate.
Oh, that's right. You were on
So
the
I didn't know
chocolate
if she
meme.
was, like, going to come and get revenge.
Oh, she is here, I believe.
Uh-oh.
Mona said that she poked me and said, yes, she's here. Make sure she knows.
Okay, so, but she's just better behaved than I am.
Yeah.
I just think if we lived in the same city.
Oh, yeah, there she is. I just saw her pop up.
Don't you think we'd have fun? It'd be like Angeluni everywhere. We'd periscope the whole thing. We would. We got to get Angela on Periscope. So when she goes, I'm going to invite all you guys who are on Periscope with me, and you have to just immediately go follow her.
Yep.
That's the rule. Because that's going to be part of our thing, is that we're going to, I think, try to, you know, paint along with her live. You see me adding all this extra purple here, guys?
What are you doing with all that purple?
I'm just purpling up the sky a little bit. It's a very grayed out purple. A lot of people, if they mix this color because it's so grayed out, would think they made a mistake.
I'm going to go over the palette cam because when I'm looking at it, it's what consistency is that? Is that the paint there? Because
it's pretty wet. Actually, I think I over wet it.
Okay, because it was just breaking up there
But,
a
you
little
know,
bit.
point it out to me.
Oh no, I was just curious because
No.
normally you
Yeah, I usually go for kind of an olive oil fluid paint consistency, but sometimes. Here's what I'm basically going for, guys, as I'm painting. I'm lightening my sky as I move towards my horizon line. You can paint a sky pretty much any combo of colors that you want. And I've really tested this theory in my art life a lot. And as long as you're darker at the top and lightening at the bottom, it'll tell you it's a certain kind of day. You know, and there's a couple tricks to let people know that it's evening or dawn, but you're just lightening it up. Like if I were to say this was dawn, instead of just having it gray out and lighten at the bottom, I'd put like a lot of light and yellow. But since I'm saying this is more dusk, we're just graying off in the distance.
Now I had a quick question.
I have a quick answer.
Over there in San Antonio, there's a new Jerry's Artarama, right?
Yes, there is. Owned by Ginger Cook Live's very, very good friend, George Rodriguez, who's maybe like one of the most amazing Jerry's Artarama managers ever in the history of Jerry's Artarama. And if you're going to say something kind of negative, then I'm sorry.
No. Actually, there were some people in our community that were saying that they had gone to Jerry's Artarama for the first time.
Yeah.
And someone else said that they didn't even know that there was one that had opened up there in San Antonio, and how much fun
The
it was.
manager
to go inside.
there, you guys lucked into a guy that is amazing. His name is George.
Definitely go say hello for us.
We actually, my mom used to call him because her husband, is named George. She would call him Jerry George, so we would know who she was talking about. And he even, had Mom out there for a bunch of workshops. And he is a very special soul. He's like one of the hardest working men in art, and he cares very much about his store and his customers. It's like, I'm like telling you, it's on another level.
Yeah.
He's a special person. So congrats to San Antonio. I've never seen, he works really hard to have that store too. That's his baby.
So
Houston's lost, San Antonio's gained.
Another interesting question came up.
So let me blend this here. So we're blending this, and what I'm doing is I'm using this filbert brush, and I'm blending this up. Blending it up. It's still wet, so I can get that, and I'm lightening my stroke. And so then I have that nice atmospheric little sky thing happening there. All right, now I can answer a question. I just wanted to explain what was happening in the sky over here.
In that sky?
In the sky over here.
So do you think that primary red will replace Naphthol crimson?
Replace it? No. But I can't ever say if it's the Quizadrona blah, 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 red. If you were to add a tone of phthalo blue to it, then it would be like crimson, and you could mix it like crimson.
Oh.
Because crimson is a red with a slight blue range. Cad is a red with a slight orange range. It's hot red.
Wow. Do you know we've got almost 95 people in here right now?
What?
Yeah.
Port! Sippy, sippy! See, Bunny thinks I'm stalking her now.
Well, hello to everyone out there. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight with the Sherpa. We're gonna paint this lighthouse.
We're gonna paint this lighthouse. We are.
I'm gonna come get some Swedish fish in a minute.
I eat your Swedish fish, just to spite you. You and Mark can just hang out and eat Swedish fish.
We will.
Mona and I are gonna sit down and have good chocolate.
Okay.
Where the good chocolate comes from, because they have happy cows.
Okay.
Not like American cows, which are not happy. I'm being crazy.
Just a little crazy. That's okay.
Because that port is really good. You guys have no idea how nice that is.
Wow.
So I've got this gradient in. Oh, do we have anything we need to say from the community?
Everyone is having a lot of fun. They're making jokes about chocolate and yumminess and the sippy sippies and some chocolate.
We've completely gotten over the radiation of Hershey's.
We have.
Recovered from it. I'm not saying it's actually good now. I'm just saying.
What kind of brush did you grab?
I grabbed a 1 inch. It's a little under 1 inch. 1 inch bright. See, I'm not even making that up. It says bright.
Yep.
By Creative Mark, Ebony Splendor. This number 16. If only somebody would just make all the brush companies agree to a number. Because like you check this and you're like, is this 16 milliliters? You know what? It's not. It's not that. I don't.
It's.
Let me show you the QVC deal. When it's actually in it. It's like 3/4 of an inch.
It is. You should do that other little close-up thingy. I think the other camera works better because you're closer to it.
No.
See?
Put me on QVC. So listen, if you're just really ocean challenged, I know these colors can be hard to get. This is Southern Ocean Blue and Australian Sienna. And if you just can't get these mixes to save your life, these will save your life. Just so you know. But I'm going to pull out a little phthalo blue.
Yep.
And a little cad yellow. And I'm going to get a deep green going here, blue-green. But John, I'm going to do something crazy.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do what my mom taught me. I'm going to pull out some cad red. When you add cad red to this mix, just a touch, you get deep Mediterranean, deep Pacific blue. And I come on the edge of my brush along my far back horizon line. You're eating my fish. Get him in the comments. If you get bagged for taking my Swedish fish, I'll let them kidnap you.
Yummy.
Not that I want my Swedish fish, I just don't want you to have them. But you did.
That doesn't seem very fair.
Taking advantage of my painting. I'm coming along here and I'm very carefully following the edge. I'm sure, hopefully the close-up cam is letting you guys really see that. I was admiring Angela's close-up work today to John. Going, hey! That looks really good. What are you doing? So I got a little yellow going there, and I get it deep and pull a little cad out. Not a crazy amount of cad, just enough to darken it. Makes this completely deep cold water blue green. And another important thing I really want you to think about when you're painting water or the sky, initially, obviously there are times you break these rules, but this is just a 3-hoop painting, is leveling out your water. Level out your water. Water likes to be level, except when it doesn't. But we're not going to cover that today. So this far water is dark. I might even do this shocking thing here and come and add some dogs eating purple and just pull a little of that deep tone into this, because I'm just like that. I'm just like that. I'm a rebel like that. Pull out some of this blue. I haven't rinsed my brush. Get some of this yellow. And I'm going to scotch of white. Whoops. Pull out too much blue. Look at me.
It's okay. You're doing okay.
It happens.
I like it.
Dude, it happens to everybody. I'm not like actually freaking out. I'm just saying, oh, it's okay.
It's okay. I'm over here like telling you, I'm all over trying to be like, it's okay, Cinnamon.
Oh, yeah, no, it's fine, guys. No, it just happens to me. I'll just be painting along and I'll be like, wait, what? I cannot tell you how many times I've been in a painting, got a color, I was like, what? And I'm like, oh, I'll just use it over here.
Yes, I didn't need Chevy Orange today, but we'll try it.
Just the other day, my son was painting a pumpkin and he mixed a color he didn't like and he went to put it in the water. I'm like, surely you could put that paint somewhere. He's looking at me like, it's my project, Mom. Why are you telling me what to paint? Well, it was a lot of paint he wasted, though, in my defense. It was a lot of perfect. I heard my mother, that's some perfectly good paint you're just wasting there.
Can't you put that paint somewhere else on the canvas?
Yeah,
I think that's great.
Can't put that paint somewhere else. It is. That's my mother's voice. There's nowhere you can put that paint, really. I didn't have art lessons so much as commentary. I think my favorite is, and I think you've seen this all the way through art college, which should be like, there's an awful lot of white on that canvas. Do you think you ought to cover the white? And I'm like, no, because it's art. This is my art. And then I'd win like a show and I'd be like, so I had a little more yellow and I've got kind of a nice blue-green. I'm going to pull out a little more white. A little more white. And I'm kind of lightening this water. Not a whole lot, but just noticeably as I'm going up. Make sure I've got enough runway here.
You keep disappearing.
This is really, believe it or not, even though I'm taking the chance to gradate this is really an underpainting. Still an underpainting. Isn't that shocking? But it is. I'm just making sure it's level. I don't know if John left or somebody came in. I don't know. You know, and really it's just about just keeping it level. The nice thing about if you level your horizon lines, it will help you level your water. The hardest thing, the first and hardest thing I see people get with water is that their horizon lines aren't level, and it will throw the whole painting off no matter how they painted it. No matter how many techniques they get right, it throws their painting off and they just think they did a terrible job, even though they mostly really did a good job. Even though mostly they did. Look at me just working this painting. I'm like, cheap canvas, take it. Take this paint. Take it. Take it. You will take this. Okay, that's getting weird. Let's stop now. I don't know where John is. Are you monitoring me? Don't let me just go off the rails. I'm going to rinse out this brush.
There's not like I have a little button here.
My daughter wishes she did. I'm going to pull out a little cad yellow and a little of this phthalo blue.
I'm going to have to go find the package of our generic Nordic fish.
I that's where I got these from.
They're the politically correct Nordic fish.
They're the politically correct Nordic fish?
Yeah, they're not.
Is that now a hot button topic?
I'm not sure, but I do.
I'm not sure.
These are not Swedish fish. They're definitely the politically correct Nordic fish.
So I've got a little bit of this more aqua color going here, and I'm blending it in. And the trick with this here will be, can you work this quick enough to still work the wet into wet paint? You know, but here's something you got to remember. You can go, you are a problem that will be handled. Just so you know, that's what it is. So I've got this happening here. I'm just making sure I have some of these tones in here. I want to have some of these tones. Do you want some of these tones? You might. And if you do, that's what you'll have to do. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I've got this, and now I've got another little dark color. So this is about just these different little values in the water. It'll make a difference later. Right now, I'm just messing around, which is why I'm relaxed. Are you relaxed? And I'm not going to talk dominatrix to my canvas anymore. That's a whole nother paint night. We figured out that we could restrict the channel to 18 plus, so I've had some interesting ideas.
Yep. This is a family show.
But I'm just saying, we could have an adult night. And restrict it, and then do a painting that's maybe slightly more adult in topic. Probably won't ever do it.
Do something like
I just like
Venus
to
de
threaten
Milo.
John, who's like, no, don't do it. You might, you never know.
Yeah.
Well, I just, there are a lot of NUDESs that are appropriate in our art and you might like to do, but you wouldn't have your 5-year-old in for that. And YouTube is a place you don't know what you're getting into, so I would just rate that. We'd have an adult night and I'd just rate that 18 plus is how I would handle it if I were to ever teach that.
If you ever
If
teach it.
I were to ever teach, a lot of people actually really like figure painting, John.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not saying that they wouldn't.
I'm just saying. So this is slightly dark and I'm working this in, but you can kind of see how this is already even starting to feel oceany. There's other layers. There's always layers, isn't there, in painting? There's always these layers. I
You
got
seem
a
to have at
stronger...
least 3 all the time.
Huh?
You always have at least 3 layers.
That is the minimum, man, for what I do. And then in my fine art, I have an untold number of layers. Many, many, many layers. I just fiddle, 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 fiddle. But look, some level water is put in. I can blend it out as long as it's very wet. And now it's a sippy break. And John, could come since he's been hopping up all night, he could help replenish my libation.
Oh, it's right there near you, I think.
I have to walk right off camera. Nobody can see you. I mean, if you can get up to steal a fish, why don't you say hi?
Hello.
Hello. Now you're taking the chocolate? First of all, look what this pirate has done. Wait, no. Look. He's not at the control. I don't know, like the camera. I'm showing him about
Showing
him.
me you can't show it
John's
without
not
me,
even
can
over. Look what he's done. He did that. I'm teaching this class, and he's stealing my snacks. I'm just saying.
No more clenching the mic.
Just
'cause I'm a little
saying you're a
hungry.
problem. I gotta paint this stuff in over here. I'm gonna get this dirt and stuff in. Thought though, John, stealer of stuff, I'm gonna pull out some burnt sienna and add some blue to it to darken it up so it's a very deep dark brown. Mister. Is that lighthouses are not just buildings. I think this is why we're romantic about them. Is lighthouses are not just buildings. We know that there's a person inside them, keeping that light on. Somebody who's dedicated their lives to the safety of travelers. That's a very special kind of feeling, isn't it? Special kind of thought, I think. What do you think, John? Are you even in the room? Okay, just saying. Did you walk off? Sometimes I know that's. And if my back is turned to you, that's when you always like to sneak out and then I don't know. I'm going to pull some more red than I had before. So it's a slightly different tone. What it is, I just want to see these different tones so it starts to take shape in my mind. I'll get some yellow ochre. Add it here. Slightly different tone. So they don't look exactly the same is all I'm saying. You're going to come and you're going to define this more. But this is just about the underpainting. This is just about a layer of paint saying to you there's these different levels of dirt that I'm making up right now that don't really exist because this is a flat surface. And I'm not afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. A little more yellow ochre. You need to grab a scotch of white, gray it out. Yeah, I think that's just, are we lighthouse people? I think a lot of art people, a lot of the people I've seen here, these light keepers, they are lighthouse people. They're looking out for their fellow man, their fellow traveler. And they just they're always the ones who share the coupon they just found, or the happy puppy clip, or the happy owl clip. Oh boy, I love my happy owl clips. Instead of being the ones who's constantly flooding your Facebook feed with terrible news that make you regret ever signing up for Facebook, beyond the moral implications of Facebook itself. You know who I'm talking about, John? You don't go on Facebook.
I do. I go on Facebook a little bit. Oops. But there's a question about your scrumbling there.
Yeah, a little bit I'm scrumbling.
Is that what that is?
It's a slight scrumble.
So does the directionality of the dirt there matter? The paintbrush strokes?
In that it's an underpainting, not as much, so I'm not that careful, but I am present and aware to the direction that I'm putting the paint. Now I've got some just more burnt sienna. I am aware of these things, but in a very relaxed way. So
what would you suggest for people who are painting these in?
I would suggest try to imagine the curve of the world. Try to imagine the erosion. So when you're putting in the brush strokes, if there's something about this very specifically you feel, you can leave a roadmap for yourself in the painting. But this is an underpainting, so don't get mental about it, because there's a lot of paint that's still coming.
Cool.
But this is a good time. If you have something very specific you want to tell yourself, little breadcrumbs you want to leave yourself as an artist, right? You can do that, because this is the time. But it's acrylic paint, so once it's dry, you can change anything you want. You know what I mean?
I do.
You know what I mean? You do. I'm going to paint this a very dark green, but first I'm going to sippy.
Sippy. We have a very full room tonight.
How full is this room? How full is the room?
I think right now we're at 98. I think we were over 100 there for a little bit. We've been sort of bumping up and down right around there.
And I didn't get to see us break 100. Let's try to break 100 again.
I'll keep an eye out for it this time.
If you see it break 100,
I'll let you know.
Totally tell me.
Because
I completely told Angela Anderson, yeah, we're still going to break 100 on our collab each. It's going to be awesome. I have plan. So make me look like I know what I'm talking about.
We'll do it. Now,
grab your auntie and make her log on to her phone and be like, okay, this is a YouTube. We're going to make an account. Now, this is the Art Sherpa. You log into her. Your warm body in the room. Hit like. What's sad and crazy is my mom and I would do stuff like that. We would. Oh, yeah? I'm going to get some cad yellow and some phthalo blue, and I'm going to make a very dark green. And I'm going to add a little burnt sienna to this very dark green. Now, the trick to the green being dark and grayed out is that burnt sienna, but it also means enough blue. So if it's too bright, it's just that you've got too much cad yellow. It happens. Don't freak out over it. Just...
Can you bunny your brush?
I can bunny my brush. Oh my goodness. And you know what's going to happen is this is going to spread around the internet among the art people. Because I'll be saying it and then Angela will be like, yeah, I'm bunnying my brush. And then everyone's going to say it because they're like, oh, those two did it? It's a thing. Seriously, girl, you got to start doing it so it's like a thing. So that somewhere Graveyard Girl's like, what's happening over in art? These people are so crazy. Get like an email or something. I got to be careful though. I've gotten one of my actually genuinely critical messages was over mentioning internet celebrities too much.
Oh.
And you want to know how upset I was about it?
No.
I wasn't though, so it's okay. I was like, oh no. I bet a lot of art shows have no idea who else is on the internet. You should go watch one of those. There's so many.
So very many.
So very many art shows on the intertubes. Like, I can't tell you how, like, because of the creative arts collaboration, I am constantly meeting new channels, and I'm always shocked at the amazing channels that I did not know about. That for some reason YouTube didn't think I needed to know about. I mean, I knew about Angela. It told me about Angela, but it did not tell me about Steve Ramsey. I didn't know about that till I got to do I don't know if you know, but I'm doing collaboration with Lindsay the Frugal Crafter for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And one of the people that she was collaborating with was Steve Ramsey. And when I saw the other collaborators, I was like, I should go check these other people out because that's polite. That's courteous. It's courteous. So I went to check him out, and he's bananas. John's been hearing about him.
Yeah.
Nonstop. But we used to woodwork, so that's somewhat why.
122 thumbs up.
122 thumbs up.
Yeah.
122.
Crazy.
That's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas.
We got a whole bunch of CAC members out there with us too tonight, it appears.
CAC! CAC. Since 2015. We're the CAC. That's funny in all kind of English places.
Indeed.
We heard about that from our members. They're like, really? Are you sure? Think globally now. An acronym. Little letter spin. You know what it was? Stuff happens in the universe. I'm getting, look at this, Filbert, this abused mentally. You know why you don't leave your brushes in water? This is why. I don't care though, I do it anyways. And then I just make sure I get all the little peely stuff. All right, okay, here we go. Bunnying the brush.
That's a well-abused, uncleaned brush.
And I love it. And it's very stiff. Stiff bristles. Look at my nails. Stiff bristles. So I'm going to start putting in some clouds here, John.
To that poor abused brush?
To that poor abused brush. Now listen, my recommendation where you can, especially if clouds are not your friend, is zinc white. If you can't get zinc white, you can get some mixing white. And if you can't get mixing white or zinc white, you can always add gel or thin with water, all kinds of things. Right? And I'm going to show you both because I'm going to drop a cap. That's awesome. So first I'm going to get just my titanium white out, and I'm going to gray out my purple. Wait, how would you gray out purple? Well, you're going to grab a little bit of this yellow ochre and get it over to your purple. See how that grays that out? We'll pull it into my white. And I'm going to start very lightly. Is the up close cam seeing what I'm doing at all?
A little bit, but there you go. That's better.
Okay. We can even go into this. And so one way that I can get this effect in, I love messing with you, is very lightly working this brush. I have very light pressure, and I am scrumbling, and the bristles are stiff, and that gives me some control over what's happening and how well it feathers or blends. All right? So you can see that there. Now if I were to grab some zinc white, like we were talking about, what's nice about this is zinc is transparent. So if you have trouble doing this, you can easily do it with the zinc. You can do it by just keeping a light pressure and a dry brush. Whoop, I got some green. Look at me not panic about this. I'm just gonna work this in here. I'm gonna be like, yes, meant to do it. Totally intentional. Fine. Because it is. It actually really is. So you can do that. But I'll come over and I'll get some just white here. And it's just a very dry brush. It's not the zinc. This is the titanium. This is the difference.
You may pull your close-up camera down a little bit.
pull up my close-up camera just a little bit down. I'm going to zoom this in.
Whoa, zoomed in. You zoomed.
Nausea Kim! Right?
What are you doing there?
Can you see this? See, this is
You've
with
got some white on your canvas there.
the titanium. And see, I'm just working this. It works either way. These are just tools. They're not the end-all be-all answer. You can get anything done. There's this guy, Kevin G on Periscope that I sometimes watch. And he does really good work with a Bic pen and very cheap paper. He's just determined. He's gonna. See how we're working that? And that gets us some atmospheric perspective. So you can do the zinc. You can do the zinc. You can do the titanium white. You can add a little gel. There's never just one way to get it done. As the more complicated your paintings are.
You should pull that one out a little bit.
Yes, I'm gonna. Ooh, but that's not that direction, is it? Right? Then when I have this, guess what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna rinse my brush out a little bit. There's some crazy stuff that's about to happen. I'm gonna come and get a little of my cad red, pull it over here, and get a little of my yellow. Get some orange. I might even let some purple get in here to gray this out. Knock it back. Get some white. Whatever you're gonna do, get knocked back a little bit. Okay, I'll bunny the brush. Now y'all have caught on to me.
Ah.
I'm gonna get a letter.
You flip it around.
If you're reading palms and you have like bad news, don't share it. So I'm gonna just oh my goodness, this is such light pressure.
You're so off the camera.
I'm so off the camera.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm just kissing this. It looks like a hot mess up close, but when you get away from it, it'll feel really, really like knew what I was doing. Just adding a little bit of this to the sky. Just a little bit. Just so lightly. Can you see it? Was I off the camera again?
I keep jumping back and forth, but we're trying to get it in there.
Okay. I just want you guys just to see how light it is and how it's just jumping across the canvas. And this is all we're doing for that far off perspective. Now I'm going to work this horizon line just a little bit. I've got my little purple that I've grayed out with my yellow. I'm going to get a little white. And I'm going to come here and make sure that the line between my water and my sky is very clean. Just you want that. Just a weird place you got to care about, but trust me, you're going to care.
So Ivan would
There
like.
you go. Ivan!
Ivan! Yeah, he'd like to know if
Hi, Ivan. How you doing?
gloss medium can be used as a glazing medium.
I am going to initially answer yes because I've done it. And nothing bad happened to me.
The big book.
The big book of acrylic.
It has it in there somewhere.
Yeah, it does actually. Not that I'm particularly good at using it. Okay, there's the color names. Health and safety. I think I have to go this side. And please don't give me thumbs down because I'm answering a question. So gloss. So which one? He was asking for gloss medium, yeah?
Yeah. He was asking if I'll scroll back up.
Fluid
if gloss
mediums,
medium
gel
will
mediums.
work as a glazing medium.
So gel gloss medium, I'm gonna guess is what you're talking about. This will tell me ultra matte, slow dry blending, which we love, gloss, gel. All right, so so here's what it is. It's a very heavy bodied polymer. So your problem is this particular medium is designed to hold the body. It has extra body. And you can do impasto glazes for great depths. What they've designed this for is for thick glazes, though both you and I know you can add like 30% water to that before the thing glazes out. It does dry to gloss. It's transparent when wet, translucent when dry, thicker results in less transparent dry mediums, iridescent. Ideal mix with heavy bodied. So what they really want you to do is the glazing medium. And the only reason, if you can get the glazing medium that you might want to use for it, is that it doesn't have the extra polymers in it to give it extra body.
Yeah.
And it lets you really thin it out and not lose any of the efficacy of the paint. It won't break down on you, it won't lift, it won't keep coming up. It's very color permanent. However, I certainly have used gloss gel for what you're talking about and survived it. But this is officially what the chemists say.
Yeah.
I like to give the official chemist answer because I break the rules all the time. Sippy, sippy.
Indeed.
Like you do. So I've got this in. Lord. Getting it in. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting it in. So I've got this yellow ochre oxide. I'm going to get a little brown into it. And I'm going to add a little blue. And I've got now kind of a pretty good gray. It's a green gray, but it's a gray. I'll paint this. Let me come over here. I'm just painting this in. Right now what I'm going to do is just block the rest of it. Okay, where am I though? Ignore the phallic nature of the Lighthouse at the moment. It's a problem I have as an artist. We had a whole children's book where I had issues with silos that I did not catch until John was like, hey, that silo is so weird. Now this one I do care about my brush directionality a little bit because it can help me tell the story of the shape of this building. Even though this is a first layer, it can totally help me tell the story of this building. Go ahead and paint all this in. Okay, paint it all in. Come over here, take some of this color. Maybe paint the side here. Because what are we doing? We're doing an underpainting here, really. I told you guys this is a long painting. How late do you want to be up? There's a lot just getting the underpainting in and explaining what the heck has happened up in here. I'm going to be surprised. This is one of those ones where it's like the main body of your community is painting it, but probably not viral. As people start flying out like lemmings. Like they do. Are we still holding anybody here?
Oh, it's there's a lot of funny chatter out there.
Is there brave, intrepid souls? So are they just like, how long is this?
Oh no, they're.
Is this ever gonna? This is the art that would not end. So I made a very dark kind of gray-green here.
They seem to be laughing right along with us.
Oh, good. Oh, good. This is a little close to my grass color, but it'll be fine because I know what it is. I know what it is. And I might come and just, while I've got that dark color, I'm going to add it a little bit here to this side. Like you do. Just, a lot of this is just building this stuff up and saying, I'm going to add a little bit here. How you build it up? You build it up. I'm going to come in, I'm going to get a little purple. I'm going to add a little brown to it. I'm going to get my little building, my little roofs in. Is the roof going to remain purple? Of course not. Though I've done stuff where you can just pretty much paint an underpainting in almost any set of colors and still have it work out. That's the sad, sad truth. So many ways to a painting. That's the only thing when somebody's like, this is the only way to do this. Well, that's not really true. It's a good way of doing it, but it's not the only way of doing it. I'm going to add a little of this white and yellow, just getting a different tone because I don't want that roof to be the same. I also don't want it to look like my sky, so I'm going to get a little more blue. If you're going along and you're like, oh, that's going to be the exact same color as something else, you can go ahead and just If you know there's other layers, just have fun. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing.
What?
The community's just having a good time.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys have fun. I feel like I'm just surplus. They're like, the party's over here. And that lady's painting. You know? Oh, lighthouses. Are you excited to have this in your house? You know, lighthouses are very powerful symbolism.
It's true.
They are, you know, we have this emotional feeling about them, and they're old in literature. I'm going to add a little phthalo blue to this to darken it up, like we have learned to do.
Yep.
Into our cad red. But I mean, here's the thing, guys. When you put a lighthouse in your house, in your painting, when you guys look at this, you're going to be feeling how this lighthouse is guiding people in, and then you're going to start thinking about how it guided you. How your painting guided you to something new and something important. And you deserve to have that. You deserve well-being in your life. I'm going to put this railing here so it's going to make it look less like what it looks like now. Okay?
Because someday it'll look like that.
We're going to do some stuff here to make this less what it looks like now. And I'm going to get a detail brush while I can. Detail. All right, bunny it.
Bunny it. You have to bunny it.
Everyone
go.
thank Bunny. She must have so much good energy in the universe just floating out. Just floating around, huh, John?
I imagine so.
So this is just spiraling up. Look at that. It's just up. Woo! I got the underpainting in. Boy, I hope this isn't going to end up being like a three-parter. I'm going to put this little group of brushes. I feel like the water's getting kind of dirty. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to grab my clean water.
That one's all done.
I'm just over it. Just over it. Because the lighthouse isn't lit up yet, so it's not guiding me home.
It's not guiding you home yet.
But you got to put the light in the lighthouse. You have to be the lighthouse first.
It's true.
It's you. It's got to be you. You're the light. Got to be the light in your own life. You know what I mean? And there are certainly people who will try to steal your light. What? It's just crazy, but they will. Take a little of this yellow over to this blue. Make it dark, dark green. And then we're going to be dashy, 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 dashy along this lighthouse edge. I'm making little dashes. Do you see my little dashes? Try to avoid making obviously round shapes, if you can. And I've got this coming up. The reason we're putting this in now is we're going to have bushes and branches and all kinds of things. And to have them, boy, I'm really ignoring that lighthouse.
It's the interpainting stage. It's
every painting has an ugly stage, and apparently this one has this stage.
Yeah, you know Mark's just coming apart.
I'm sure Mark is just laughing his head off. But it happens. Everybody's painting has an stage. We're going to hide what it looks like, don't worry.
Hide it behind the bushes.
Woo! Should have rated this show. Should have rated this show. See, what happens is we paint at night. And then it's just on like Donkey Kong. So I'm just doing this dab here. And I'm trying to do the Jackie Chan. We've talked about the Jackie Chan before. But the idea is I'm trying to break the pattern up. Right? I'm trying to break up the pattern. And in nature, you've really got to break the pattern. Got to break it up. You don't want to make lollipops unless you intentionally meant to make lollipops. for some artistically important reason that lollipops are explaining the story you're trying to tell, and then by all means make lollipops. You know, but you don't want a lollipop to pop up on you unless that's just terrible one next to this. There's just no, this is just too much. Nobody tell my mother this painting is up. I really don't want to hear it, because this will be the part that she sees and she's like, you know, honey, you know, sweetie, you're a very good artist. You know I love you. You know I love you. And you're a very good artist. But that lighthouse looks a little... And then what would be the best thing was her trying to find a way of telling me what the lighthouse looked like without saying what the lighthouse looked like.
You mean it looks like a big, tall lighthouse?
Yeah. Men everywhere going like, for some reason this painting speaks to me. It's if it understands my soul. I don't know, I like it so much. I'm going to get a little purple into my green. I know, it seems crazy, but I am. I'm going to come here and it's going to be very dark. It's going to be very dark. I'm going to even put some here. It's, you know, it's about the layers, isn't it, John?
It is. It really is. Getting the layers in.
Getting those layers in, man. Hey, man, we don't need no stinking layers. Yes. Yes, you do. Need them. It's just art. It's just art. Don't take it too seriously. I can't believe anyone is still here. Are we alone?
Oh, no. There's 90 people in here with us.
There are 90 people are painting. And that is pretty cool. When Angela and I do our collab, I'm going to go a little earlier in the evening. And also the poinsettia is going to be a real easy, successful painting for everybody. Everyone's going to walk away with paintings that they love and they're hanging on their wall. Not every painting this is really 3 hoots. When you guys ask me how difficult is something, this is full on 3 hoots. It's a 3 hoot. That doesn't mean you're doing a master's advanced painting. It just means in the entry level of paintings, a lot of people will start here and go, this is totally a beginner painting for like someone who's never painted before.
But this is definitely the full hoot.
This is the hoot of hoots. Okay, so if it's giving you any grief, it's not you. It's just maybe you're hitting it a little early in your art journey. That's all that's happening. Maybe you're just hitting it a little early in your art journey, but you could do it. It's in you to do it. Now, I'm going to make y'all a little crazy.
Okay.
So I'm going to get my up-close camera here, and I just want you to follow along with me and just do your best.
All right.
We're going to put in the far back trees. And when we do put in the far back trees, follow what I'm doing, how I'm coming down, 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 down. And then a little bit here. This is a little clump of leaves on a tree you can't see. This is the work of an artist. I'm painting a tree for which I may not see very much of it.
Yep.
But it needs to be here or my story won't make as much sense. Have you put the painting up at any point for people?
Yeah, we've had it come down.
Okay.
I'll put it up some more. When I do the close-up, you can't have the picture-in-picture very easily.
Oh,
so
okay. We're
try to
trying
give
to
them
figure out
both
this
of
picture-in-picture thing, guys. And I'm going to put a little clump over here. Understand if you've got a clump of leaves, you got to give it a reason. So if you put it way up here, then you're going to have to imagine some future mutant tree.
It's going to reach out there and get it.
And that's going to throw off your size. We're thinking about size relationships. If this is a lighthouse, how big can the trees be? At their biggest size, right? So we're just thinking about that. You know, that's all we're doing. We get a little yellow. Get your yellow, guys. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to add a little of this yellow to some of this stuff. Not all the stuff. Don't add it to all the stuff. Just some of the stuff. Because this is false. The leaves are in transition. Transition. I'm going to come here and add some of this. Come here, and it's still wet, and it's blending, and that's great. come along here. I know this is more work than our usual stuff. This one's much less formulaic and more process. I'm going to pull a little yellow ochre because I felt like my cad yellow is just a little too cray-cray in the hay. And I'm going to add some of this here. And I'm going to add some of this right here. So we've got this shadow. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Isn't that special, John?
It is.
So lovely. So special. I'm going to get a bright, half-inch bright. It's about the size of that to my hand. My giant hand. And I'm going to have a little bit of this green. I'll add a little brown to it because I don't want it to be totally bright up on the peninsula. But I'm going to start coming here and adding some dimensionality to the land up here. Just starting to. So I'm like coming right along the buildings, and then I'm pulling it down. Right? And the shapes that I'm making, what am I making? How am I doing this? If you guys are ready for this, what I'm doing is I'm imagining the way the light is hitting some of this, and I am trying to tell that story a little bit. It's just the first, so we've got 2 layers here. Don't we, John? Oh my goodness, this is such a long painting.
There's a couple in there.
I'm like, dude, let's get some rocks in. Lord, I need to get some rocks in. So I'm going to pull out some purple. I'm going to pull out some burnt. I'm going to grab some white. I feel like that's too bright, so I'm going to add a little little ochre. And let's start.
You pull it, yeah.
Let me move it down, move it down, move it down, move it over.
There you go.
So I'm going to take this crazy color. You're like, this is a crazy color, Simon. This is purple. There's no purple rocks. What are you doing? And I'm very light pressure. I'm going to start pulling this down and along the top of this here. Just this purple. All right. I'm going to get a little more brown on my brush. I'm going to come in. I'm going to blend into this. Keeping it uneven, breaking it up, working it around. We are not formulaically painting today, guys. We're actually painting. So some of this is going to be how you can find your way through. I'm going to get a little blue on my brush, take it over to my brown. And this little space that I've left here, I'm going to add this brown. This is like a shadow, isn't it? Adding this shadow. And it's scrumbly. But now that cliff face is starting to have some face. Get a little brown, get a little blue, get a little white. And I'm going to come here, start scrumbling in this rock. I'm going to get just some brown, but my brush isn't rinsed, so it'll get grayed out. Not quite so white. I'm going to scrumble it into here. And I'm trying to break up these patterns. I'm kind of going up and then I'm going down. I'm over here on the right hand side. I'm letting the canvas underneath shine through. If you're having trouble seeing it, take a picture with your cell phone and look at it. We used to, as artists, either stand way far back and we do the art cha-cha. Then we come up and we do the art cha-cha. And what that is to get some distance from your art, because if you're right up on it, you can't see it. It happens to me all the time. I've been painting for decades, and because I have to do these lessons like right up on this painting, sometimes I make mistakes because I can't get a distance from it. I can't get perspective. You have to get perspective in life. You have to get some distance.
Rose was just saying that in channel. She was giving that same advice to someone, saying that, you know, if you're too much on that, just leave your painting for a day or two, step back, give it a little perspective, come back to it.
It is light keeper, Rose. You're a light keeper. Yes, exactly that. That's all it takes. Get a little break. Get a little perspective. Don't beat yourself up. Don't trash yourself. Don't do any of that. But you can get a little perspective and see what you think. I'm going to get a little yellow ochre. I'm going to get a little dioxazine purple, which is crazy. I know, it's crazy.
Just crazy.
I don't want it to be purple. I just want this yellow to be maybe not as... I'm coming along here on the edge of my brush, just defining this rock shape. Rock shapes, you know, can be smooth, but these are cliff rocks, and they're not smooth. Would not be smooth. And I can just take this over here and add some of this here. Right. I'm gonna get a little brown, add a little white to that. It's super gray at this point. I'm gonna come up from the bottom with this weird putty color. And I feel like this should be dark right here, so I'm gonna grab a little blue. I feel like there should be shadow right there. I'm gonna cast it right here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just casting it where I feel like it needs to be.
And we'll have to actually make sure we ask everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to share your pictures on Facebook with us.
Or
on
Twitter.
Twitter or Pinterest. Instagram.
Pinterest. Yeah, Pinterest. We're on Pinterest.
Yeah.
Sometimes I put your stuff in my artist showing their artist board.
Yeah. Please, please, please show your pictures. We want to see what you're doing. And so share this up with us so we can see it.
So I'm going to get some of this white over here. My brush is super dirty, which is great. I'm going to come in. Probably gray that out even more. But there's that. Now we suddenly have some uneven rocks that are happening up in here. Woo! I have no idea how much this is working me. All right, detail brush. You got to get it. This is what it looks like. That's what I mean when I say detail. It's round, it's small, it gives you a nice point. And you're gonna come and you're gonna take a little of your phthalo blue over to your dioxazine. No, what am I saying? It's burnt sienna. You can grab some dioxazine to darken it. And you're making a very dark color, and you want it to be very fluid. I'm going to come right into this space, and I'm very carefully start creating trees. Trees are thicker at the bottom and skinnier at the top. They are crookedy. They are affected by the weather and the wind and the resources where they live. They are not orderly.
My trees always look like Minecraft trees.
I don't know. You haven't painted with me yet. I feel like I could teach you how to do a tree.
Probably could.
See? I'm breaking out those branches, and they're delicate, and they're thoughtful, and this tree says, I am hardy. I am out on the edge of this cliff. It is hard where I live. I'm going to bring up like a little maybe baby tree that's growing up here. Light lines, light pressure. It's hard. It's hard for everybody. So if it's hard for you, you're like, well, this is just part of the journey. I'm working on trees today. That's okay. The result cannot be more important than the journey. Boy, we're so result oriented, aren't we? I fall into that. You fall into that where it's like it's only a win if certain results are achieved. I fall into that all the time where it doesn't feel like a win if certain things don't happen. And maybe it was a win. How much unhappiness do we buy into just by needing the result to be a certain thing? That isn't being a lighthouse at all. Bringing these trees up. Look at me bring these little trees up. I've got another little tree here. His friends. He's not alone in this struggle, this tree. He has friends. Yeah, his life is hard. It's difficult. He lives on the tip of a peninsula where the weather can get quite harsh. And maybe the resources that would make life comfortable are not there, but he's not alone. He's connected to these other living creatures that are next to him, and it makes his experience much better. You know, you can tell powerfully healing stories with your art. Are you telling those powerfully healing stories with your art? Are you telling stories that honor your life? So that's just starting to be beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to get a little white. Fluid it up.
Got it.
And I'm going to say right here comes this tree. Maybe too much of a tree there. I'm going to have to paint some of that tree down.
Is that a...
I got a little crazy with my tree, John.
You made a tree?
Too much tree.
Too much tree.
Too much tree. Wonderful. I get to show you how I get rid of too much tree.
Did that tree say, I am Groot?
That tree had a major Groot moment. Groot tree has got to go. We love Groot tree. We respect Groot tree. But
So what are you
Groot
doing
tree has
there?
got to go.
What are you doing with your paint there?
I'm mixing a color that will help me kind of blend it out. I'm trying to make a match to my sky that will let me kind of get rid of it so that I can say, I don't want this tree here.
We're trying to see what you're blending there. You pull it up a little bit so I can see your...
Yeah? Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm just painting this out. I'm going back and mixing the colors I had earlier, and I'm just painting this out. Because I got a little crazy with my tree. Happens. It happens. What am I going to do about it? I'm going to paint it out. And then put it back. Not going to throw my canvas away. Not going to give up on my journey. I'm just going to paint it out. Put it back. There it is, back. See, it wasn't that hard. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we have I love that I am Groot. I'm Groot. The Groot trees happen. Groot trees happen. Groot trees happen. You know, and that's the thing. You know, sometimes you have people in your life that when you make a mistake like that, boy, there are people, if you are a lighthouse, they just cannot let that be. Like, your very light shining ticks them off. You know, and it's not just that they want to dim your light because you're bright. It's that they want to see the wreckage if you don't shine. They've been so bent by the world and what's going on that there's actually a payoff to watching the ships wreck. You know what I'm talking about. There's somebody in your life right now who's so twisted and lost in what's going on and so disconnected from their own light and their own power that they just want to watch the world have wrecks. And your light being on, it's beyond that they feel like you're making them less. It's that when you turn your light on, it shows them that they chose not to light theirs. That's really what's happened, is they've just chosen not to light theirs. And you shining your little light just freaks them all out because they've just chosen not to light theirs. Now, there might be reasons why they chose that. There might be stories why they chose that, but they chose it. and you chose to light your light and be a lighthouse keeper, that happens. And they will want you to dim your light, but I promise you, you will never make another person feel special by being less.
It's true.
If anyone is in your life trying to tell you that for them to feel special, you need to win less, shine less, be less pretty, be less whatever you just naturally are, that's the darkness, and you need to shine even brighter. That's the only response to darkness. That is the only way to help it, is to remind it the only way to get out of the darkness is to light your light. That is it. There's just... Well, that's my pulpit.
That's it. Everyone is in agreement with you tonight.
I imagine they are, because it's something we all experience, and the light keepers know it. We have a lot of light keepers in the room tonight, and they know it.
We have 88 in the room right now.
We have 88 people still painting. You crazy painters. I hope you saw me mix this cad red with this dog's name purple. We're going to start laying down some awesome stuff right here. I love fall.
Doc Brown would be proud of us with our 88 people.
He would be so proud. So see, I'm dabbing these colors down. I know it's hard. You can do it. I know it's hard to find the spot. Just if you need to, put your spot where my spot is. If that's where you're at, be there. Wherever you're at, just be there. It's okay. If you need to slow me down and do this one dot at a time to get through this, that is okay. Now we're going to do just this really funny thing. We're going to do this light smattering over here on these branches. Can you see how light this all is? Is this up on them where they can really see it?
It is.
We're just lightly, as if they're caught in air. Because this tree, this one, this brave, intrepid friend to all these trees, has taken the wind first, has borne the storm more. I'm gonna pull a little bit of this right here, putting this tree. Isn't it interesting when you lay a bush here, then it puts that tree back?
It does.
Lay a bush, push a tree. That's just really wrong next to the lighthouse, but I can't do anything but tell the truth here. That's what you gotta do, is lay a bush, push a tree. I'm just putting these fall leaves that are here. Fall leaves that are here. They got good music. Are you taking care of them for me, John?
We're on a steady rotation of soft piano music today.
How do they feel about soft piano music today?
I think that it's one of those things that, you
like,
generally don't have a whole lot of feeling on it, which is why we chose it.
You're like, whatever, John. Go eat some of this chocolate, you chocolate thief.
We decided to opt out of the Metallica today, so we could have a little more mellow.
Did we? Did we have Metallica as an option?
No, unfortunately, they have very strict IP licensing rights.
They really do, like the strictest. That band is like me about the sip and paint. Stop it! Stop taking it! Except they have lawyers.
Lots of them.
Lots and lots of lawyers, and can afford to pay all of them. All right, I'm going to come over here and add some of this. A little bit of this purple, a little bit of it. I'm going to take it down a little bit across the corner of this house. And then I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to put a little of this dark purple along this line. You're like, what are you doing? Follow me. Just follow in my little scribbly footsteps. We're going to just definitely add here. Look, there's more paint coming. This is just a great time to create some shadow. All right, great time to create it. It's great color to create it with. And that's what we're doing. Sometimes it's wonderful to create a shadow. I'll tell you what, if ever a painting doesn't come out, guys, it's me. It's not you. It's me. I just taught it wrong. That's all that happened. I was actually talking about this with Angela the other day about, to the degree that you guys, like, I explain it correctly is how successful I feel like a lesson is. And sometimes I just, you know, am human and maybe, like, I'm like, oh, I should have said that right there. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
So many Homer Simpson moments in my life. Rinsing out this brush.
How are we doing there?
I don't know. Are they still okay?
Oh, everyone here is loving it.
I mean, I told him, I didn't lie. I said, this is long. Did you want to go to bed?
Someone was suggesting that we make a drinking game out of you adjusting your hat. I'm trying to think of what episode it was that we had the hat game at the end of it. Where I counted up how many, or where I did all the hat adjustments you did.
You made a montage of my hat.
It was at the very end of one of the videos. Do you remember which one it was?
It was the sunflowers.
Was it sunflowers?
It was our most successful video ever.
Sunflowers has the hat adjustment.
Yes, our most successful video ever has you mocking me nonstop.
That's kind of awesome.
I know you feel it is. I wasn't expecting an apology. Been here a long time. You asked me to marry you again. I said yes. So, this would be all my fault.
Those are pretty.
Aren't they pretty?
I like how the leaves are coming in.
I like how the leaves are coming in too. They make me happy when they come in. The leaves, they make me happy. I have to sing no songs that have no tunes.
That's true.
Not that that would be a choice kind of activity, but if I could sing, I would have to totally like tank it. But I like to sing when I'm painting, 'cause I like to paint so long. But I have to be careful not to carry a tune, 'cause YouTube will find me and ding me. But they're really nice people, so I'm not mad at them. I mean, they're only doing their jobs. Just kissing these colors across here. Uh-oh, that got a little lollipoppy. I'm not loving that. Urgh. Try to break that lollipop up. Hate it when I go lollipop. Hate it when I go lollipop. Lollipop means I get a little solid in my form.
Ah.
And you don't want to do it if you can avoid it, because that isn't how nature tells its story. All right, so I'm going to come back with some purple here and just kind of try to make sure that that's not too perfect. There we go. And it's a weird thing, but boy, does that make a difference. Right? Maybe not. Maybe just to me. Maybe just to me. Guess what we get, John?
What's that?
A little white and a little yellow. And you can grab some of the color you had before. It's not perfect. Let's give you the bunny brush. See how that looks? Let's kiss the top of these trees where the leaves are really turned. Let's kiss them. They're happy. Are we all starting to love this little tree that's hung out on the rocks for its friends? The tree that's faced the storm? Just a little bit. I think we're like that in life, where we admire the person who has weathered the hard storm.
I have to say, Ivan has been fairly consistent and very passionate about his request for a Starry Night Christmas painting.
Really, Ivan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so guys, I'm going to create, besides the group for Angela Anderson's event and I'm going to create an event, if Lindsay gives me permission, for the collab I'm doing with Lindsay on 12 Days of Craftsmas. Oh yes, that's happening. And in it, I'm going to let you guys vote and tell me what it is you want to see me do with Lindsay. And I will put that suggestion in there, put pictures, put ideas, put everything in the event. That's on my personal Facebook page, but I'll put the link into the Hart Party Facebook page if you're there, and I'll put it a couple places. I'll pin it, I'll tweet it, I don't know how I'll Instagram it, but I'll put information out there. Go to the event. It won't be on the Hart Party page. I'm going to put it in an event. You got to go to that event to see those posts, to get those notifications, to find that stuff out. Though I'll probably be cool and let people on Hart Party know, because I'm not really exclusive.
They could suggest things like a London painting.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Somebody rich should fly me to London to paint.
That'd be pretty cool.
Everyone in London is rich, right? That's what I've heard.
Well, if you live there, you feel it for sure.
Everyone
It's
in
an
London is so
expensive city.
wealthy that they just buy houses in the south of France and annoy all the people in the south of France.
It's literally expensive to drive into London. Just to pay the taxes on your car just to drive in, it's tough.
Does anyone drive? I thought it was like New York. Nobody drove.
Well, it's because they tax you just to drive your car into London.
It's just like, you have some feeling. John's been there. I've been through the airport, but I have not been there enough properly. So I've been a lot of other places.
It's a nice city. I love it. I mean, it's
He
really
loves
cool.
it. You've been to the Houston?
Oh, the Texas bar?
The Texas bar.
Oh, yeah. They call it the oh gosh. I'll remember it in a little bit, but
Somebody from there will remember and tell you.
yeah.
Into tubes. Internets, we don't know something.
It's like
Please tell us.
It's like the Texas consulate or something.
I remember you had pictures with you and Jason Asbar outside of there. I just dropped some serious gaming names.
Oh, yeah.
Now you guys got to go Google it. You don't end up being YouTubers because you had a straight and narrow life. So I'm just adding these little kisses of yellow. I'm just coming in and trying to tell the story. I got a little yellow, maybe a little more yellow than I wanted, so I'm going to come back with some orange. You know, if it over yellows, you can come back. You can come back and change that story. See what you can do? You can come back and change the story. This, I'm coming in with this, a little yellow, a little white, a little peach. Telling this. Maybe a little bit right here. Why? Because it's awesome.
It is awesome.
It is awesome to do this, and I love it so much. And yet, you know what we're still doing?
What's that?
Fiddling.
Still fiddling?
We're still fiddling. Why don't you take some dogs and eat some phthalo blue. I told you it would be long night. And a little white. Mix it into your bright green. I want you to, let's see if we can see that really well. The close-up cam. I want you to come here. I'm going to start pulling some of these colors up here. Telling these little grass stories. Have them come over. And then take this light color. Couple of places on your peninsula. See, and okay, so you can see this. One of the tricks that I have as an experienced painter is like, my stuff is not overly, will this just focus? See how that's not mixed? It's almost like one of those tricolor pencils. Because I don't overly mix my brushes, then I get some multi-tonal goodies. Which is like a magic brush. It's like a magic brush. And I grab a little yellow ochre.
Simona was asking where in Sweden I had been. And it's a little town called Eslöv.
Oh,
Eslöv, I think is how you spell it. Eslöv?
John's been everywhere.
Yeah. But that's where I had set up my factory operations, or set up the European factory distribution center for our arcade or our dance games. The fitness dance games.
So I didn't lie to you. This is a long, long lesson.
It is. It's a very long lesson. But we're getting there. It's
Are we
looking
getting
really
there?
good.
We're over halfway there.
We are way over halfway there.
We're way over. We're actually coming into the home stretch. Because all we have to do is finish this section out, finish out the buildings and the lighthouse, and then put in waves in an ocean. Don't give up and run away from the TV
There it
screen.
is. It's not far. It's not far.
It's not far. Hold on a minute. He has no idea. He's just telling you stuff so
get
that
there.
you'll be happy.
Luckily, we have pause, fast forward, rewind. You can always come back, you know.
So pull out a little phthalo blue and a little burnt sienna and make a nice gray. And then you can come over and you get a good bit of white. It's a fairly light color I'm looking for. I'm going to come over to this side of everything. It's a dry brush. I'm going to start pulling the story into this. And I'm looking at it, and I kind of actually want some yellow ochre and some white. And I'm going to start aging this building. Look at me break this up. I'm coming down, I'm brushing down, and then I'll come across. Again, my brush is dirty. Do not underestimate the value when Bob, and we can all have a little Bob inside of us. When Bob was with us and he talked about happy accidents, that is exactly what we're talking about as artists, is that color being on your brush is not something to be afraid of. Not something to be worried about. Lean into these moments. Find their spot. They came to you for a reason. Not to get all Jedi Knight in painting, but it's true. So, look at how I'm working that texture there. Can everybody see that? No, as you can. Here's a lot of texture that I'm just working in. I'm going to come get a little brown. I'm going to make sure it's got some blue in it so it's real grayed out, but it's more brown than blue. I'll make sure I've got this here. Brush isn't too clean, so some of this is more gray and some of this is more brown. And that's okay. And then picking up a little blue. Get back into the brown. I'm looking for colors. I'm looking for events. I'm going to dip my brush in water because the fluidity isn't very nice on my brush and I want a nice clean line. Pulling that in. Now get some more white. Start putting that in there. This is old building. It's okay if paint colors are on it. Look at what a hot mess this is.
It's there it goes.
It's a hot mess. But when you put it on the canvas, it's magic. It ages a building. You know, get some of your darker color again. Get it wet if you need to. Clean up this edge.
Mark was saying that there was an episode where Bob was painting along and referring to his trees and said, happy little Bobs instead of happy little trees.
Telling.
It's funny.
So I've got some of this just brown. I'm going to mix a little more blue into it because I want it to be grayer than this. I'm going to come on this side of my lighthouse. And I'm going to make another little section about a ½ inch over. And then I'm going to have another little section here that's kind of close to the edge.
You pull that close-up camera a little better there. A little up a little bit.
All right.
Oh, perfect.
And then I'm going to come down, make a little crosshatch. I'm going to come down and make a little crosshatch. And on the outside edge of it all, make a little downward line. Now, you remember when you pulled out the blue and a little brown and added white to it to make some sky? Maybe you need a little purple for where you're at on your story. All right, and try to match a similar tone. You're going to come in here. There you go. Grab a little white. Pull across. Add the stonework. It's right there. Grab a little yellow. Some yellow. Just a little yellow. Touch, 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 touch. Inside here, kiss it with just a little yellow. I know this is hard, guys. It's just, don't get tired. If you're tired, walk away. Some of you guys write me and you're like, I muscled through. I was going to give up, but I muscled through. You can come back and paint later. You can pause. It's allowed. Not you guys live. You have to stay till the end. But other people who come later are allowed to walk away.
Thank you for staying.
Thank you for staying.
Please disregard the chains that have
Suddenly
we've placed
been
on your ankles to keep you here.
Chink. So see, when I put all this on here, it just ages the building, right?
There we go.
Feel the age of that building? Are you feeling how aged it is? Now I'm going to get a small bright or filbert or whatever small square brush I have control over. Where are they at? This will work. And I'm going to take a little purple over to my red, but not as much as I did initially, right? Not as much as I did the blue, so it's not quite as dark as the darkest color. And I'm going to create like a little orange slice or a little segment. I'm going to get a little more. Pull it in, but leave that dark color. Right? Because you're trying to tell a story of what's happening here. We still have to put the walkway. Grab a little more red. Pulling that little edge. This is very similar to what we learned to do already in those umbrellas. Take this up a little bit on the edge, but leave that dark showing. Now get some yellow. Come along this edge here. See, it's telling us the story of the top of that. You need some dark purple. Find any of these dark little shades, do that. Right? Tell that story. And then you could use a detail brush, and actually for most of you I'd recommend this. We're going to put in the walkway. I'm going to get some purple and some brown and some blue because I'm making a very dark color and I don't want to get black. Use water to increase the fluidity of your paint if you need to. Do a small detail brush if you need to. And just tell a little story of these segments coming down. Pull this little shadow down underneath this a little bit. And then if you grab a little white, you can come in, add a little highlight pretty easily. Give that walkway some shape. Look at that. Last touch. We're going to move on to other things. Get some yellow ochre. I know we're tired. Are we tired? I don't know. We might all be fine.
I think everybody's out here. I mean, you know, Mona has been up for like,
Mona
24
is
hours
a
or something.
superhero or something. I don't know what's going on. Mona's like, I'm painting me a lighthouse. Come whatever.
Come hurricane or high water.
Yes, come hurricane or high water. Mona is like, I'm a light keeper to the very end.
I think I just saw Ian come in.
Ian Garland?
Yeah.
Hey, Ian.
And that other girl, I can never pronounce her name. The
Maricha?
Junkin Data girl.
Huh?
The Junkin Data girl.
Maricha.
She was here earlier too.
Was she here earlier and you didn't mention it?
I think she's still around here somewhere.
Okay. I'm just adding some weird purple grass because I feel like it.
Almost.
But you don't have to do that. So see, this lighthouse is starting to come in, and if we back out of it, if you messed up, you know, it's a hot mess when it's up close, and then you back out, and then gets kind of good. So we're going to start putting in this roof. Get your blue and your brown and your white. It's gray. Come here and just start pulling this down. Brush directionality, guys. Brush directionality.
Ian came in late with the excuse that he was watching The Doctor.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know, they have TiVo. You know.
Well, that's what we're watching after.
We recorded it.
So I'm making a nice little shadow right here. Pull a little more white if you guys need it. And then I'm going to come back this opposite direction to do this line. Look at that. And suddenly it just feels like an old roof, doesn't it?
Can you zoom in on that a little bit?
Yeah, I can.
Because it's, I'd like for them to see that brush, how the brush stroke broke up on that.
And I'm about to do it again here with the blue.
And so you dry brush that a little bit, huh?
Oh, definitely. This is a dry brush moment. The dry brush is a powerful, powerful, powerful tool.
And you know, it may even zoom in some more so you can show how it just goes across the top of the canvas there, because you can really see it. There it goes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to do the downward. I've got a lot more white on this one. There it goes.
Yeah.
That's all you gotta do. And then you've got a little building. And I've got this kind of grayed out white again. I'm going to get a little yellow ochre on my brush, but get back into the white. Come back here, just putting that in. Here I go, front of the building.
You have to pull the camera there.
To pull the camera, let me know. We really want you to see this. You can see this is just a lot of dry brushing. Sometime when we have a whole lot of time, I'll do a marathon where we do hyperrealism. Because believe it or not, I can do that. That thing where the egg looks like you can pick it up off the canvas.
Oh, yeah?
You can paint anything if you're willing to dedicate enough time to the process. Paint anything if you're willing to dedicate the time to the process. Now I'm going to get a little bit of dark blue, brown, but mostly dark blue, and I'm going to paint a little door right here. I'm not going to get specific about that.
You pull
Paint
that.
a little door
You grab your close-up camera there.
right there. That's all I'm saying about that hot mess. Rinse out your brush really, 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 really well. And you're going to get just a scotch of the red and a bunch of the yellow, where it's still mostly just cad yellow. You can even get a little bit of white. I'm going to show you the mix on here if I can figure it out.
There goes one. It's trying.
No, it's just too zoomed in.
There, oh, yeah,
Here we go.
There you go. Yeah, it'll work.
There. That's all I'm doing, guys.
That's okay. We were too zoomed in there
All right.
anyway.
And I'm going to come down with my square brush and just go pull, pull. Maybe that's too much of a pull, but I'm going to leave it alone. I don't care. Pull. That's the lights on in the building. I might add some of that brightness up in my lighthouse. Okay. I'm going to make sure I've got a little green. I see a little area I need to put back green. Add some grass. Bury the lighthouse where you need to. Where you need to. If at any of these places you push up some green, what happens is it just layers the building into its space.
Now the windows and the doors, you just chose arbitrarily where to put those.
Yeah, this is not architecturally thought out, people.
Yeah, so you didn't sketch the lines in for those first or frame it anywhere. You just
Yep.
just eyeballed
I mean,
it.
like that. I mean, they're essentially where they were in the picture, but yeah, it's just thought out. You know, it just doesn't take that much. If you like that being down solo bugs, you can always like come, get a little gray, clean it up a little bit. Anything is too big or too weird or whatever you don't like, change it. It's just Lighthouse. You put a little door right here if you want to. You can put little windows. You can just have a blast. Just enjoy yourselves. Now I've got a little white and a little yellow ochre. I don't know if you can see me coming along there. I'm just blue, little white, gray, kind of a little thing. That's not, it's too blue. If you get on and you're like, whoa, that's just so blue, just move it. Just be like, oh, that's too blue. Scrumble where you need to scrumble. Getting some just burnt. I'm going to come here. I don't know what, you know, I'm just going to tell some little stories with that dark brown that is popping maybe a little bit more. Let me get some white on my brush. I'm going to put some grasses. Wherever you need to. Just scrumble and tell a story. Need a little yellow. Whatever you need to do. You know, I think that I want to darken. So I'm going to get a little yellow. Got some burnt sienna, some yellow ochre, got some purple.
You got a little bit of everything there.
Well, it is and it isn't. What it is something that's going to read as a dark value that's mixed till it's muted.
So while you're going through there, we've had a couple of questions that have.
I'm happy
There's
to
actually been
answer
a lot.
questions.
There's been a lot of joking and going on back and forth, and a lot of internally asked and answered questions in the chat there. But there is one here. So one of our community out here, our artists, has been painting with Liquitex Basics paints.
Awesome.
And been considering upgrading some of her paints to some of the more professional line of paints. And she wanted to know which ones you suggested she start with. Which colors to start upgrading for professional first.
Which colors or which brands?
I think which colors is what she was looking for. What colors are most important to start with?
Yellow and white and blue are real important.
Yeah. What are the most important colors to get in the better quality paints?
Yeah, I definitely get a yellow because yellows are a hot mess when they're not done right.
They don't cover
And
very
that's
good.
your oxide and your cad yellow, which wouldn't say cad. I mean, it would say, I think it says cad yellow hue on basic paints. So then you just have to decide, do I want cad hue or do I want cad yellow? And you just got to look at your budget and like, what incremental movement forward can I make while still being really present to my budget? Because painting isn't fun if you feel like a starving artist. I added a little green here just in case you guys didn't know. So yellow definitely, white definitely, blue definitely. And then after that, red, and then the purple, and then you can catch the brown.
Yeah.
And black, I just don't even think matters. I still don't necessarily always grab an upgraded black.
Now, I noticed that you had a lot of crazy different. The blacks come in different, more in different sheens than anything else.
Oh yeah, that's really what's going on with blacks. So I'm scrumbling some green down here. That is more than anything else what goes on with the blacks is the sheens.
That's an accurate observation then.
Yeah. So I'm just darkening the space. So what I'm doing is creating shadows, and I'm following my lines. Normally you would look at a photograph and try to recreate these highlights, but I don't have that here, so I'm just going to have to wing it and go by my painting.
Wing it?
Wing it and go by my painting. That's what I'm doing. I'm winging it and going by my painting that I'm looking at, going, what did I do here? Well, I kind of did this here, so I should do this here. Because at some point it's just down to what do I want to do?
No, you know the lines that you put in the lighthouse window there?
Yeah.
Were those just were those random or intentional?
No, that was like in the picture, and I don't know what they are.
Oh, okay. So you just copied that.
I just copied this guy's picture from Paint My Photo, which, oh, guys, I put the photo in the link.
Yeah.
So if you want to have more photo reference than you got here, you could definitely have that.
And if I had the original photo, I'd throw it up here for you too. I just didn't.
I think you have to have permission from the photographer from Paint My Photo to share their photo. You're only allowed to use it for art.
Oh, we should contact them and see if they'll let us,
Yeah.
throw it up there just for the one we're gonna.
Yeah, that would have been. Sure.
We'll try next time.
We'll try next time.
Yeah. It's not like this is gonna be the last painting.
No, and probably not from. I mean, I probably paint My Photo again. I really like them as a resource.
I'm voting for some more mushroom paintings.
I know you are, because you've been drilled down into mushrooms. How are we doing? How are our light keepers doing?
Oh, they are having a blast out here. They're talking about paint, and they've been laughing and carrying on, and there's been lots of jokes.
Has there been enough information? Because I've been painting, and one of the things I want to make sure, because we've heard back from that, is there's enough information. I just did purple and blue here. Some of this painting, what I would say is you've really got to be kind of comfortable with some of your art skills.
You adjust your close-up camera there just a tit.
Can I adjust my close-up camera a little bit? So see, I've added some dark purple. Want to make sure I've got a nice dark something coming down. I'm going to strengthen the shadow. So what I'm looking for here is I want to make sure that I've got some good shadows and some good highlights so you can feel this story. I'm going to come and get some of this bright green and maybe a little white. Tell some of that story down into this. I just want to trying to tell that story, just break that up. I'm gonna grab some of that. I'm working my rocks for some reason a lot.
That's right.
Just feel the need to. Breaking that down, going downward. Now I'm like looking to break up my brush stroke to create texture. So that's what I'm really trying to do, is create some texture. Now I'm going to come along here, and I'm going to get a little of my phthalo blue, a small amount of my cad yellow, and a little of my cad red. I'm making a very dark, deep color. If I felt like I needed to add dog's name purple to it, I would too. This is very deep. There's going to be waves and all kinds of things happening here, but what I do want is I want darkness right here. I want this shadow before I start putting in my ocean. And hopefully someone somewhere has a lighthouse that they feel kind of good about. And again, I don't know about these. Like, these are really like successful to the degree that you guys are able to get them. So hopefully, I'm not hearing from anybody going, this painting sucked. I'm hoping it's good. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can get it, because that is super important to me. I'm still keeping everything horizontal. I'm just trying to make sure that there's this for sure shadow before I start putting in all of my ocean work. This is important to ground this landscape. You can, if you want, move it up into, you see if you move it up, what happens, John? How it creates some depth there, even though it's so weird. And you can just do that.
Every time you say you're bringing the darkness in, I think of I believe in a thing called love.
I believe. Okay, I was going to sing it. Not well, but I don't want to get tagged. How does everyone on YouTube do this?
I don't know.
All right, I've got some green because I just want some grasses and some things.
But if we're gonna mash up something awesome like English, metal, and awesome music,
Make sure that there's some
it's the
stuff
darkness
over here. And maybe a little patch of green, like there's something growing. All right, I fuddled. Ocean. I need a sippy, guys, dude. How are we doing? We're in the home stretch. It's the water.
Everyone is loving it, and they're like, "There's going to be a QA, right?"
Sitting would like to go home. But I think we're going to do something tomorrow, aren't we? Because we have some viewer mail.
We might be able to sneak in there and just say hello tonight.
I don't mind saying hello. It's always good to say hello. I'm happy to say hello.
Always come and say hello.
I just really need the sippy because I still got to get all these waves in.
All the waves.
The waves are a thing, man. It's as much as all this was a thing, this is a thing.
I like the waves, though.
I know you do.
Put them in.
Put them in, work them out.
You need waves to hide the kraken lurking below.
So I happen to have this lovely patch of off-white that's just been sort of muddled up over here. So I'm going to come back here into my far off water. Make little tiny stories of surf, guys. Tiny. Light. Because the lighter and smaller it is, the farther away it is, and you want it to be far away at first. And then you're going to flick up, flick up, flick up, flick up. So there's a little bit there. And a little bit there. You're just trying to tell some stories of this white water when it's hitting these caps happening back here. All right. Get some more of this putty. And you're going to tell the story of this little wave. It's more of a ripple. It's sea foam. And I'm picking this angle, and it's a hard thing to describe what I'm doing because what I'm imagining is these waves are coming in and there's rocks that are underneath there. And plus when I'm looking at it, I can kind of tell what's under the water. When I looked at this photograph, I could kind of see what was under the water.
What was under? You have to adjust your close-up cameras. And I'm going to say a kraken, but what was underneath the water?
Well, there could be a kraken. There could be a kraken. Jason Bowen has a very nice kraken painting. Just thought, that kid is cracking. Jason Bowen is cracking because he needs to paint a kraken.
Then we could, yeah.
And I'm just sort of doing this little crush here. And scrumble this little edge. Now, I'm going to get some blue and some nice yellow. And I'm going to get some white. And I'll need a little more blue. I'm going to come up along the top with this color and pull it down into this white water. And come along this white. Get some dark blue if you need to. And pull that wave down. I know it's a thing. So waves are lighter at the top and deeper and darker at the bottom. So a lot of what you're trying to do is just shade the shape. So I'm darkening that bottom, and then all of a sudden, look, I've got a wave. And then right under this foam, it would be dark again. So I got to get some darkness there.
They have a couple other good songs too.
You have some the dark.
Father Christmas.
We're going to come back with some white highlights to even define this more, but you just want to do these things, right? Come in, get a little of your blue, get a little of your yellow, cad red if you need it, making a dark color. I want you to come along here and scrumble a little bit of this dark color. Kill your brushes, it's so much fun. Scrumble a little of this dark color. Here we're just scrumbling a little of this dark color. But you know, if it ends up being more green, we don't really fear any of the colors. We're looking to just tell a water story here. So when the blue or the green gets in there, see, that's already starting to feel like the waves. It's just crazy. But it does. Pull your purple into this hot mess if you need to. And I'm making a very dark color. So there's this wave I've got right here.
Let's go ahead and pull the camera down just a little bit more though.
And I'm going to pull this little line up. It's so crazy what I'm about to do. And then down. Now I know that I've got this kind of darker little water thing. What are we doing? Okay. I'm pulling. Pull back there if I need to. Get some of this lighter aqua. Come along this edge here. Pull it. Okay. Rinse this off. I'm gonna make some nice turquoise for the top here. So I'm gonna pull some blue, get some of my cad yellow. Like I said, if this gives you trouble, Southern Ocean blue and Australian sienna are your savior. All right, I'm gonna come along the top of this wave that I know I'm telling the story of. And I'm gonna pull this down just a little bit. These are all just tubes is what this is. Top of this. Lighter if you need to. And then just grab some of your white, even though your brush is dirty. Start telling the story of the water that's crashing right here.
So you doing okay over there? Everyone's worried about you.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, am I doing something weird?
No, you're painting towards the bottom of the painting there, so you're sort of leaning over and everyone's worried you're tired.
I'm okay. I am a little hunched. Normally I'd yank this whole thing up.
But you're feeling okay?
I'm feeling okay, but normally I'd yank this whole thing up. Are they feeling okay? Are they getting what they need?
They're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good on time. It's about we've been about 2 hours and 20 minutes into this one. You thought
we are cooking.
Yeah.
I thought we were like getting on like 340 going, oh, these poor people.
Let me double check
well, I'm
that.
not even worried about you people at all now. All right. So I'm going to just dab.
I guess we're about 3 hours in.
Dab. Are we about 3 hours? It's 3 hours. This is a 3-hour painting. I don't lie to people. These are the only people we're ever going to see paint this painting. If they even do it. This is probably like when people watch me do the owl. They were like, that's cool you painted that owl. I'm going to come here and I'll make some little crashy foam onto this rock. So see, I got that there. You can get some turquoise if you want. Some light stuff. And paint a reflection in this part of it, or pull it over here. And then get some darker color. Some darker ocean color. And you just come along this. Come along and shade it up. Shade it up. And then you blend that on up into that. Wave. Wave.
Wave.
Wave. feel like there's one over here, and I'm hoping I'm getting the right angle for it. I'm gonna brush stroke, see how I'm brushing it stroke down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little purple, Hogsine, a little cad yellow, get that deep color. Brush stroking it down, adding this, blending this in. I'm gonna carry this out, this darkness out here, this deep water, this unsettled water. Notice how I'm kind of keeping a line where now the break, you're starting to feel the direction of the wind, and you're starting to feel how the break is going. I wipe my brush. I'm gonna get some white here. I'm going to come along the top dabbing this as if the wind is blowing some foam, and then I'm going to paint a little break here. The wave has given up its will and is starting to crash down here. Maybe there's a little splatter up there. Okay. And then there's going to be a little bit of foam here where the wind has broken it. Maybe a dash here, a little bit here. We're almost there.
Almost there.
We're almost there, guys. Are you okay? I'm
They're
okay.
loving it.
They're okay.
They're totally loving it.
I need to see some paintings.
We definitely would like to see you people share paintings. Love to see your paintings.
Please.
Please. Our community, it means so much to me to see those and to hear your stories.
Yeah.
And, I look over there, Cinnamon, and there's 164 likes in there tonight for us.
164 likes.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Because I paint so much in here.
But, we're going to be back again to do this again because, we now have all these lights and know where to go.
Yeah. Next painting will not be this complicated. Next painting will be the quiet elephant, which will be very simple.
It'll be less hoots.
This is like a hoot.
It's a half a hoot.
Oh, hooty hoot. He's so much less hooty.
But this was the full hootie.
This was full on all the hoots.
Yep. It we can't even talk about some of the hootiness that happened out here tonight.
Yeah. But I feel like the lighthouse is better now, right?
Yes, the lighthouse.
It's resolved. It isn't where it was.
That,
I'm not going to get flagged for content anymore.
nope, I think we're okay on that one now.
So I'm just pulling this next layer. This is important to have these depths of layers in the water. So I'm just pulling that and making sure. And I'm going to pull a little yellow out, a little blue, get some white. This is going to give me some nice aqua. Pull it into this water up here. I'm going to pull some more blue out. It gives me deeper color. Just making sure that there's some tonality, guys.
Now, if you've just joined us, and so there's some people who just jumped in. And
Really?
Yeah, they have.
Welcome. We've been here forever. You should go back and watch the whole thing. You're going to get this painting right here. You just do everything I do. Exactly how I say I'd do it. And maybe use the traceable.
And
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, this will be available immediately after the broadcast. And actually, you should be able to pause, rewind, and then catch back up to where we're at right now if you're with all the DVR functions enabled.
I'm grabbing some darker. I feel like there's a weird break here, so I'm grabbing some just phthalo blue to make sure that I'm breaking that up. So now, in the original painting, I had this like kind of last big wave and this wave coming here, but I'm wondering if it would be good. Yeah, sometimes you look at it and you're like, well, it was like that on the little canvas, but I got overexcited here on the big one. And then you got to be like, is this still a good idea? The direction I was going.
We made it out all right.
We're all right. too much, John? I can't see. I'm up too close on the painting today.
You have to do the step back. You should do the artist shuffle for everyone.
All right. Can't see me
You can't
anymore,
see
and
your
now I'm
shuffle.
looking at my artwork.
She's squinting.
I'm squinting.
This is where you squint to see if you like it. Then you come back up.
You
and make the
really need to
adjustment.
do that. I think the hardest thing of teaching on YouTube is how little squinting I get to do. Because I still got to hit some things with white highlights. But if I was to say, all right, well, like, what would I say? I could say that there was, I could say, maybe there was a wave here. See if I can say that. Think I can say that?
Yeah.
So how I'm going to say that is I'm going to get this dark color going. So these waves are as much pushed by wind as the bottom of the inlet here. So they will do some things that other waves would not do as much, which a surfer would be able to explain to you really well. I'm just saying, I grew up in California, so I know that, but like surfers are like, I speak water. Do you want to commune with the water? I'm like, in as much as I don't wipe out and get drug up to the beach, I want to commune with the water. So creating this shadow, this shape, and then I'm coming in with this darker tone, trying to say that this is happening here, and then I'm pulling a little of this blue-green turquoise that we're getting so good at making, but if we weren't, we would just buy. Doing the break, doing the break. Find that break, paint it down. Like Stevie Nicks. That is a weird reference, only like a few of you will get. A couple of people are like, oh yeah, I totally know how to paint a wave now. Stevie Nicks, explain it to me, perfect.
It's like
Put that in. And then come in here. Pulling a little bit down. Just pulling that water in a little bit. And then while I'm at it, everyone's still okay?
Yep.
People just hopping in and out going, what is going on over here on YouTube? YouTube is supposed to be 30 seconds, period.
They're currently asking about the rain lamp.
The rain lamp.
There's always one. What is that cool lamp in the background?
It's a rain lamp.
But get to it, like 30 people are like, it's a rain lamp.
It's the best feeling in the world. Like I'll go into Hart Party and I'll go to answer a question and like a whole bunch of people have answered it beautifully. And I'm like, well, thank you. So I'm painting this wave here. And he's kind of like a crashing hot mess. I'm going to get some nice dark color coming up here. And what's nice now, I finished telling the story of this happy little bay. So the great magic of titanium white is that once you white, and just sort of finished telling the story of this happy little bay. So the great magic of titanium white is that once you've done some off-white with it, then you can come back and do some pure titanium white. And it does some great things for you. Can you see this, John?
Oh yeah, I'll zoom in there.
And I'm just dipping now in it. And come along the top of a wave. And then you have this incredible shading. And that's the hard thing about things that our mind says to us, well, that's white. Because our brain is like, yeah, that's totally white. And so you want to just paint it white and that doesn't look right. But it's not really white. Maybe only some of it is that. And then when you sample stuff in photographs and come back here and add some, you'll really see it back here on the splatter of this See, where it's coming up and crashing. We're almost out of here. Pulling that white in. Just telling that happy little story. And maybe a little bit right over here. Is this fun? Did we get through it?
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone feel like I shared how to do this lighthouse with y'all?
Everyone is saying how much they enjoy the lighthouse. Really, it's looking really good. I really like how those waves roll up there.
So I think I'm really ready to say, you know, you can keep working with this. You can keep looking at the photograph. You can keep finding, you know, more values and more shades. You can keep going, well, what else is happening here? And you could be like, well, you know, let's see what else is going on. And
Yeah, there were some, some people were talking about you could put a TARDIS on the beach.
they can dream. You know, you can come in with some other colors that maybe are a surprise. You know, you can keep telling that story further and further as you need to. Basically, I'm going to back up from this and see if we have the basic story in. Well, wait, I want to tell one more highlight here. It just kills me because there's always like, I just have to tell that one last highlight.
One more place. Gotta get it. One more layer.
All right. Is that okay? I'm going to stop. Let me look. So much harder to do this and teach than just paint.
I think it looks great.
But I think that's, whew. Someday I will teach paint exactly like I paint. I'm actually probably going to talk to Angela about this later. Like, do you ever notice that you paint differently than you teach paint? What happens in your brain? But we did it in under a day, so yeah.
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 I think that's
This is
pretty
some
good.
weird forever up on YouTube painting content. But that's our lighthouse.
That's our lighthouse painting.
This is our lighthouse painting. This is our, this is our light keeper. And as long as YouTube lets us put art up on here for free for you guys to have, that's the lighthouse will be. We'll keep sharing this art story because art heals and it reveals. And if you follow your art, you're never going to be lost.
Yep.
Yum, sippy sippy.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We love you guys.
Love you.
Share your pictures with us.
Please do. Somebody paint this, please. Please.
All right, guys. We love you. We'll see you again next time.
See you at the easel real soon. Bye-bye.